So guys, day number 5, I want us to start adding some complexity. So start from a middle split. I'm also reading all your comments, so I'm going to implement everything that you write. And some of you asked me to basically say everything that I do. So try to go down with a straight back and try to press your legs against the floor in order to create more tension in the hip adductors. You can also put your hands on the ground in order to reduce a little bit the stress. And let's shift to the front split. Make sure your front knee is straight. Flex your ankle of the front knee. The back knee is on the ground and the back ankle is flat on the floor. Try to be straight here. You can also push against the ground with the front leg. Try to keep your core activated all the time, because if you are relaxing your core, it basically reflects on the lower back. I say it all the time, but we have to say it again and again so you can activate your core and your glutes. This is rotating your hips and making the stretch way more effective. Let's change to the other side. Same corrections apply. Breathe fully. Oxygen is life, and you always pumping your lungs with oxygen and it runs through your muscles. So breathing fully is important. Keep doing that. I know sometimes when you feel the pain of the stretch, you want to kind of hold your breath. Here also you can press against the ground. It's not a requirement yet, but from the next sessions we are going to start adding that to our requirement list. Now I want you to be aware of the corrections of the position of the body, how each part of the body should be positioned. After that, we're gonna start adding those elements on the elements of the proper form that we already learning right now. So try to rotate your ankles backwards as you get down with a straight back. Aim to touch with your chest to the ground, and also rotate your hips as if you are basically, the way to do it, an easier way is to activate your back. This way you're trying to arch your back as you're getting down. So try to think about arching your back like a bridge and getting down. As you're rotating your ankles backward, let's shift from side to side. Pay attention that I'm putting my elbow against my knee and I'm rotating my chest towards the ceiling. Let's shift to the other side. And let's move from side to side. Touch your foot. Exhale on each touch. You will see that your lungs fill themselves with oxygen as you exhale by themselves. So you just exhale, focus on the active exhalation, and your lungs will fill the air by themselves. Let's move to the pigeon pose. Pay attention that I'm bending one knee and then I'm rotating the other leg from the middle split position, 90 degree in the front leg. You don't have to put your hips on the same level. You can aim to rotate them to the same level, and you have to feel the stretch at the medius glutes. I think this is the name. And try to aim to touch with your chest to the ground. Make sure that your hips are locked. Don't bend with your back because it's gonna be very easy to get down to the floor. And if you don't feel the stretch, you can write to me and send me your videos and I will give you feedback on them. And let's change to the other side. Again, I'm bending one leg, 90 degree in the front leg. The back leg is rotating on the back of the foot. You have to be on the shin. Aim to bring your hips together on the same level, but you don't have to do that as long as you feel the stretch in the gluteus medius. Basically have to feel the stretch at your cheekbones. And you can use the other hand as a leverage here, and you see I'm keeping my back straight. I'm locking my back, you can think about trying to arch your back as you get down, and this way you will get down with a locked back and the stretch will come from this area, from the hip area. And let's shift to a lazy lunge. This is how I call it. If you have another name or the proper name for it, I would like to hear. 90 degree on the base leg, 90 degree on the front leg. And now we are locking our hip in the same place and we try to bend the front leg, which means that we start creating motion at the hip area in the base leg, but we don't want to move the leg, so we want to keep our hips positioned in the same basically posture and not bending from the lower back. You see how my belly is stretched? So you have to keep it in the same range and try to bend your knee. This way you will see that you will feel the stretch in the hip flexors. Let's change to the other side. Same position here, 90 degree in both knees, and keep your core activated. And you can even activate it more as you try to get down. You also can press and try to close between your legs, and this is also create more tension and more stretch on the hip flexors. Deep breaths. And let's shift to a pistol sit position. Let's sit on the base leg. Basically, we are putting all our weight on the back foot, and we try to keep our ankles together, close. I'm getting down, bending my body, and I'm trying to bend it from the hips, so I'm keeping my back straight. I can even think about arching my back as I'm getting down. I think this is the best way to think about it, arching your back as you're getting down. This way you are not compensating and henching, and this way you're also getting down. Try to exhale on each time that you are swaying back and forth. Try to do it when you sway down. When you get down, try to exhale. I feel that this kind of exhalation helps me to manage the pain that I'm feeling from the stretch. And let's shift to the other side. Pistol sit on the other side. Knees are nearby, close by, and sitting on the foot. The back leg is on the shin. Try to flex the front leg as much as possible. The front knee is locked and straight as much as possible, and I'm trying to get down with a straight back, and I can even try to arch my back and look at the ceiling as I'm getting down. This is the best thing, the best way to think about it if you want to have a proper form. Exhale on each sway that you get down. So each time you get the maximum range of motion, exhale. So you will see that your lungs will fill themselves out by themselves. And let's shift to the triangular position. Make sure that the front leg is near the ankle, the knee, and the back leg, the ankle is close to the hips. This way, when you stretch, you want it to be against the ground and not sideways, because this is what will stretch your hip in a basically incorrect manner. So from here, I'm bending backwards, I'm activating my core, so I'm trying to keep my core locked, and I'm getting down, and we'll feel that the stretch will come from the quads, from this area. And you can also activate your glutes and squeeze them more. This way you will have way more leverage over the hip flexors. And let's change to the other side. Squeeze your core and you will feel how it impacts the quads. And let's shift to the middle split, passive mid. Let's actually do the active middle split. If you can do it without using your hands, try this. Press against the ground, and you will see that each time that you relax your legs, you basically sink even farther down. Five reps is enough. Let's shift to the passive middle split. Open your split as much as possible. And let's sway from side to side. Exhale on each side. Place your elbow against your knee and rotate your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale on each side. Try to arch your back as well. So let's get to the middle and try to arch your back. As you do that, rotate your foot backwards. So you want to basically point with your with the foot backwards as you're getting down. Try to activate this muscle. Let's hold this position for 10 seconds. Eight, 7, 5, 4, 2, 1. Let's shift to the side splits. Straighten fully your front knee, ankle in a flexed position. The back foot is flattened on the ground, and try to lock your core And you can also squeeze your glutes. You can push with the front leg against the ground. Basically, you can do it with both legs. And let's do 5 push against the ground. Basically, you try to close your legs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's move to the other side. Again, lock your core, squeeze your glutes, and let's push against the ground for 5 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's move to the pigeon pose on the other leg. So from the middle split, bend the leg 90 degrees, the back foot rolls to the shin, and leverage your weight against the front leg. You can think about arching your back as you're trying to get down. You can sway up and down and exhale on the lowest point when you get down. And shift to the other side. Front leg 90 degrees. Try to leverage your body. Use the front hand, the hand of the front leg. If it's the right leg, using the right hand to leverage your body against the front leg. Arch your back. Sway up and down. Take deep breaths and exhale. Try to focus on the exhalation. This way your lungs will fill themselves. And let's shift to a lazy lunge. 90 degrees in both ankles, and lock your core. Activate your glutes and try to get down as much as possible. I don't want to use complex terms like APT and PPT because most people don't know them and some people get confused by them. So I'm just giving the instructions of each position. And let's shift to a pistol sit position. Let's sit on the back foot. The front leg, the straight leg, is completely straight, the knee is straight, and as much as possible flex the ankle. Try to get down with the arched back, so try to look at a ceiling as you get down and go as down as you can without henching your back. I like to do those sways and exhale on the lowest point. And let's shift to the lazy lunge on the other side. 90 degrees in both knees. Try to activate your core and rotate your hips as much as possible and get down. Basically bend your front leg as much as possible without changing the positioning of your core. You can push your legs one towards each other, and this way you will feel way more leverage over the hip flexors. And let's change to the pistol sit position. Sit on the back foot. The back foot is on the shin. The front leg is completely straight. The knee is straight. Flexing the ankle. Try to get down with the arched back. Look up. Inhale fully. and relax. The leg is still activated. Try to get down with the arched back. You can even touch your toes with the hands if it's possible and pull the foot towards you. Try to get with the chin to the foot. Let's relax and shift to a triangular position. Basically the front leg is the front foot is beside the ankle, the knee, and the ankle is beside, very close to your glutes. This way you have leverage over the hip flexors. We are locking our core and getting down as we lock our core. Between those exercises you don't need to rest because each one of them focuses on different muscles, and if those muscles are the same, basically we do let's say we do hamstrings and then we do the quads, so you have the time to rest for each muscle group. Let's move to the other side, and it's also a well-rounded practice, so this way you just can do this and get incredible results with your mobility. Activate your core. You have to feel the stretch in the hip, in the hamstrings, and in the quads. Nice. Did we finish? I think we did all the exercises. Nice. So this was a nice session. I think you would love it more because I'm going through each and every nuance and correction of each exercise, so it's much easier for you to follow along. Let me know in the comments how can I improve the experience for you more. So let's start with stretching the neck. I like to do the opposite motion as well. And let's start from the passive stretch. Place your shoulder blades on the bar and reach to the other bar and breathe fully in this exercise. So you want to inhale and exhale as much as possible. The first rep is always kind of stiff, but the next reps should be better. Let's hold for 40 seconds here. I'm doing it by the feeling. I'm not actually counting, so by the way, you want to grab the other bar with both of your hands and be as close as possible to one hand, to both hands basically. And let's do the bridge. I'm reminding you, the shins and the forearms are parallel to each other. Place your arms close to your head and the fingers should point towards your sides, and this way you basically can maintain the shins parallel to each other. Push as high as you can as long as your forearms are parallel. So let's do 5 reps of bridge push-ups, and after that let's hold for 10 seconds. bring your shoulders and your hip to the same in the same time to the ground, and let's hold for 10 seconds. Wow. Wow, I'm so sore. Yesterday I was at a gymnastic gym, and the intensity of acrobatics on the body is insane. It's like no other practice will make me so sore. So I'm thinking about resting tomorrow, but let's see if I recover tomorrow and feel better. If not, we'll take a rest day tomorrow and continue the day after. You have to listen to your body and basically feel how much you can push yourself. So even with those practices, I'm very intuitive. Let's do the passive bridge. Place your shoulder blades on the bar, hold your bar, the other bar with your hands, and lower your hips. The lower you go, the stronger the stretch. As you get to the lowest point, try to breathe fully. You will see that it limits your range of breath, if I can say it this way. You mainly should feel the stretch in the pectoralis, basically your chest, and those chains that helps you pull, like the back. Wow. Bridge push-ups. Again, we are going to do today 2 sets instead of 3. I felt a hero and I tried it one time, but apparently I'm very, very sore. So 5 push-ups, and after that we are holding for 10 seconds. Forearms and shins are parallel, getting up and down in the same rhythm, and shoulders and hips touch the ground at the same time. 4 and 5. Wow. So guys, this was a nice training. See you on the next